Hello there, House of Gun Folk. I normally wouldn't do this as it's kind of an after the fact type video, but we were kind of rushed out today because the wind really started picking up. We had some more people come out to the range that we were shooting at. It's a private shooting place, but they had permission too, so I was a little bit distracted during recording time. So I don't think I was able to get everything in that I wanted to say about the gun, everything that I appreciated about it. Felt like I was rushed and I was just, oh, here's a gun, I'm shooting it. So I don't know that I gave proper homage or homage to this gun that it actually deserves. It is actually, as far as 1911s go, just a stock. If you were to call it a 1911 A1, you know, the model's a Remington 1911 R1, but as far as stock 1911s go, it is superb, in a word. The action on it is very, very tight, very smooth. There is not a lot of tolerance for ill-fitting pieces and things like that. The trigger on it has a little bit of play, just a little bit. You might call that take, or let's just call it a two-stage trigger on a 1911. But there's just a little bit. It's empty. I am indoors, but there's just a little bit there before it breaks. And it breaks nice. It's not super clean. You know, it has that take on it, and then it's a little spongy on the back wall. But it is, after all, a stock 1911, what you would call a combat pistol, a battle pistol. It is, in my opinion, for the value, unbelievable. If you were looking into getting into your first 1911, maybe you've never owned one before, you've looked at it, you can get into this one for about 600 bucks for the base price. It is kind of what I would call a satin finish, not so much a gloss at all, but not a matte, kind of an in-between the two. You know, if you were considering paint, gloss, semi-gloss, satin, and eggshell, it's not an eggshell, and it's not a semi-gloss, so I'm just going to call it a satin, kind of in between there. Everything about this today worked perfect. The only failure to feed I had was in an initial release to put it into battery with the Powerball self-defense rounds. And I'm just going to blame that on the Powerballs, because I shot the cheap ammo, the ball ammo, I shot hand loads, and then I shot that one, and that was the only one I have a trouble on. Now, that was on the initial cocking of it. After that, it fired a whole magazine with no trouble whatsoever. The accuracy on it was good. I don't think I did it justice because I fired it first from the bench without having any previous experience with the gun. I had never even dry fired it before. So you saw me on the bench sitting there, you know, holding it. My arm was bent even, and I spoke to that a little bit, but here I was holding this, trying to keep it on target. My eye was too close to the sight. It's tended to be out further so that that front sight fills the rear valley, and I just don't think it was fair. You know, you saw the close-up of the second magazine with the reloads from the bench, and I was kind of all over the place. You know, it was in about a 6-inch area where they were spread out. The first time I actually feel like I did better. I had 4 shots in about a 2-inch area, about 2 inches below the bullseye, and from what I've read, that speaks more to the accuracy of this than what I was able to do. Now, after I figured it out, after I figured out the sights, even shooting offhand, I was able to go along and shoot those 3-inch or 3.5, 4-inch Claybird targets, those orange targets, with ease at self-defense distance. So if you were to think of having this gun, you know, as a first 1911, or even in your home as a home defense pistol, it is very reliable, it's very accurate, and the weight of it is very good. You know, ironically, the 230 grain rounds that I shot today were very mild out of it because of the weight. The Corbon Powerballs of those 165, those suckers were a handful, and it's because it's a hot load as a self-defense load. That's designed to get out fast and then expand. So, but just this gun in general, just as a closing thought, this 1911 in general is very outstanding. Not only for the workmanship of it, it's been well made. It's neat to look at. You know, it has the nice walnut grips. It's a nice finish to it. It's easy to take apart. There's just a lot to like about it. Not to mention the price tag that comes along with it. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up, and I really don't have anything bad to say about it other than I kind of wish I'd had the range to myself today. I hadn't been distracted, and I'd had some time to practice with it before I did some accuracy exercises. So last time, Remington 1911 R1 or a replica M1911A1 of the original. Has the nice bright white big sights on it and is just a real pleasure to shoot. So if you are interested and you are hesitant, I would say let your fears be at ease, because it's a very well made gun. Thanks for tuning in, all you House of Gun attendees, and happy shooting to you.